Hello everybody, I'm Storm here. Welcome back to Baldur's Gate 3. In the last episode, we made our final push towards the brainstem of the Elder Brain, coming under artillery fire and having to deal with waves of enemy reinforcements, but we finally managed to make it here. So we are fully recovered and ready to go. And why are you not grouped? There we go. Okay. Well, let's go ahead and do it. That's going to be a long climb. And, yeah, now we're stuck. Is that an enthralled red dragon? Well, that's going to be a problem.
The crown of Carsus, the site of power, the site of domination.
That's it! We have to use the nether stones on the crown. It's the only hope we have.
Alright, we make for the crown. Oh, and look who it is.
Person from my dreams.
I know you. I know everything about you. Your thoughts, your feelings, your weaknesses. And so do they.
There, the crown! Cast the spell on it!
Alright, well, first things first.
Be quick.
Oh, tentacles. Lovely. Let's see. Roland's Firestorm. Let's bring that down. Alright, one down. Action Surge. Hide. That's...
Over here.
I want you to range around.
Transform.
Alright, I'd like you over here. Let's blast that one.
Let's finish this.
Transform.
Let's drop this. Ah. Oh, and me. Right. Let's see. Let's nebulous black hole. Let's nebulous black hole again.
Now we're down to one Mind Flayer.
And the Emperor is dead. Beautiful.
Need to find a way forward.
We're gonna try and stick together.
Execute.
Command the Red Dragon of a Supreme Kithrak boss to breathe a wall of fire onto the battlefield. Hold on. Yeah. Do that. You know what? I think Lae'zel is going to charge straight at this dragon. Well, that's a slight issue. Sonic Backlash. Alright, Shadow Hearts and Lae'zel. I'm gonna want you to deal with this dragon.
Finesse. Let's find some prey. This way.
Immune to fire. Only did 7 damage.
Subjugate.
Advantage on saving throws against spells and other magical effects. Alright. Straight up cure.
Got to move.
Drop a spiritual weapon. Alright.
I wonder if this is worth the cost.
Execute.
Now, the other thing I'm going to have it do is we're going to drop Dance Macabre.
Can't slow down.
Sword of Silverlight. Let's get Damien in here.
Come on, David. It's your time.
Yeah, I figured it might fire breath the zombies.
You need to go. Get to the crown and cast a spell to dominate the brain. I can hold them here. On the way.
Well, I'm working on it.
Let's do it.
Alright, that did a good amount of damage. Not enough range. I can Misty Step. Yes. Yes.
Concentrate.
Subjugate.
Take your
That's not much healing.
Still on my feet.
Execute.
Swift as my feet can carry me.
Doing some damage to that dragon. Let's see, Lunar Blessing.
I will rise again.
Okay. Did I just accidentally summon her into the fire? Oh, great.
taking a look.
Oh, what the? Well, that is supremely annoying. I was trying to click the green button there to move to the active character, and it switched on me, and I misclicked into the fire. Lovely.
Subjugate.
Step quick.
Let's end this.
I didn't think she could die. Okay, let's call allies then. I need this dragon down. Pop a potion.
Well, so much for peace.
Reunite! Dominate!
Time to press ahead.
I can't believe I did that. All right, get over here and use Karsus Compulsion. All right, we're gonna sit there and channel that.
The brain is almost under control.
Here's what I'm gonna do. I am going to haste myself.
I will not know failure.
Dominate!
Oh. It's a concentration, isn't it? So we have artillery incoming.
Subjugate!
Keep guessing. On the hunt.
Go ahead and knock this guy out. Oh no. Well, that's a slight problem.
Subjugate. Execute.
Let's go ahead and get, Hellrider platoon.
Put your skills to use!
On I go.
Never a dull moment.
You feel it. A sudden shift. The brain is weakening. Its grasp of itself slipping. This is your chance.
Cannot. Will not. Submit.
Even bound, its will is stronger than anything you've ever felt. The chains shake, threatening to break at any moment.
Feeble. Resistance. Will. Absolute. Freedom.
This is it. Its will is weakening.
All right, I'm gonna fly down there. And hit it.
Fall by my hand.
Rift, go! Into its mind. Destroy it from within.
All right, go.
No time to waste.
It's time! We destroy the nether brain and end the grand design!
Well, first thing you're gonna do is not do anything because you can't. Heal yourself.
My will is submit. Yield. Surrender.
Well, I think Orpheus might bite it here. No, he's okay. Well, I wouldn't say okay. He's not dead. We'll say that much.
There you are, you wretched thing. Time to die.
Alright, do I have anything that I could potentially use that would be interesting? An aberration. No, not really. So we're just gonna have to... do what we can from here. Let's have you pop a potion. Alright, greater invisibility.
Join.
Summon the watch.
Reclaim your home!
They took a whole bunch of damage right as they arrived.
Moving.
Okay, don't know what happened there. Misty step down here.
Taste my fury.
It's getting goofy.
Impossible. Denial.
Alright, a large chunk of the arena just disappeared. Haste yourself. Drink a potion.
Come on then.
I can get down there and I can melee it.
Its will is weakening. The brain is almost defeated.
You end your turn there. Can you dimension door?
Its will is weakening. We have the upper hand. Time to end this!
Come on, finish it.
No! Resist! Impossible! Pain! Fear! Terror! Reconsider! Assess! Implore! Surrender!
Silence, Brain! The grand design has failed! You have failed!
Spare me. Join me. Wield me. Become absolute!
Now kill it.
Dominate the brain, become the absolute, conquer the world. No, or command the brain to destroy the tadpoles and then itself.
My master. I must obey. I must end.
Hopes, nightmares, and the screams of legions upon legions of unborn illithids. The pain rips through you, obliterating all thought, all feeling. Silence. For the first time in a long time, your thoughts are entirely your own. And then, gravity.
Oh yeah, gravity. That's a thing. Right. There's the end of the nether brain.
Everything you did, everything you sacrificed, it was worth it. For this.
Got a big mess to clean up.
It's done. The Netherbrain is defeated. Along with the grand design, praise Mother Gith.
My powers, they're draining. Just like Mazora said they would. A small price to pay in the grand scheme of things.
We're free of that stupid parasite! And I'm free to enjoy all the power Cazador left me. And here I was, worried I'd become some grotesque, deformed beast. I would say no offense meant, but, well, look at you.
I did what was necessary.
I will ensure that all Githyanki know your name and your sacrifice. What you have done today will start a fire that rages across the astral plane. With their lost prince returned, my people will burn away Vlaakith's corruption. And it is all thanks to you, the Illithid who defied a Netherbrain.
Let's see. Let's see. I couldn't have done it alone. Remember my friends when you remember me.
As you wish, my savior. My people are leaving, and I must leave with them. Come, Lae'zel. We will free the Githyanki and dismantle the Empire. Let them be imprisoned no longer.
Let's see. No, we did all this work? Yeah, I'll go ahead and join them.
Jacques Vonfindu, source of my joy. You honor me.
An Illithid ally. It would be most unorthodox, but advantageous. To look more Veer, brother in freedom. I welcome you to the fight.
Orpheus, I am ready.
Culas! Cuthas! Come, both of you. The future begins.
We just have the small matter of the crown to deal with.
I'm hot. Too hot. I think this is it. The engine's finally cooked.
it's over. And it's all because of you. You, who were destined to become a thrall. Thanks to you, there will be no Illithid empire, no death god's tyranny.
That was odd.
You have earned your place amongst the legends of the Sword Coast. You are the saviors of Baldur's Gate. While navigating the disordered environs of Limbo, you and Lae'zel heard the summons, a telepathic emanation. You are accustomed to receiving dispatches and battle orders from the Githyanki rebel forces in this form. But this was different. An invitation to a gathering of friends, those allies who stood with you against the Netherbrain. Those who thwarted the grand design. Those who made your war against Vlaakith's tyranny possible. You cannot join them in person, but you shall be with them again, nonetheless, to project your image through the cosmos. Such is the skill of the Prince of the Comet. You have no doubt it can be done.
Thou wert called here, some from above, some below. For with thine bond, together thou hast kept the wheel of fate spinning when it threatened to halt. Though thou wert drawn far apart in the months after the collapse of the Absolute, tonight, fate renews thy bond once more. Thou shouldst take care to preserve it. It is a great weapon, wielded in the hand of good. Go. Know one another once more.
All right.
I cannot remember the last time I heard the ballad of the endless living god. There's a ditty worthy of a knee slap.
The past made
There you are. Keeping us all on tenterhooks so you can make a dramatic entrance, is it?
All right, Shadowheart.
Lose control and slip.
Starting to wonder if you'd show up.
I will say, yeah, we've been waiting for this.
Honestly, so have I. Oh, come here, will you? It's been forever. You feel a little more substantial than before. Less camping and scrounging off the land, I take it?
Are you calling me chubby? Brains are leaner food than many food sources, I'll have you know.
Filled out and healthy is what I was going for. Don't tell me you miss living off whatever scraps we found in crates and barrels. I'm glad you seem well. Trudy.
Alright, feelings mutual.
I had no doubt. But I'm glad to hear you say it all the same.
Alright, well, tell me what you've been up to.
Wandering, mostly. The adventuring life is almost a tonic when you're not constantly threatened by brain monsters and cultists. I can finally see the world beyond the cloister.
I thought you might crave a little peace and quiet after all that happened.
Peace and quiet will still be there waiting once I've lived a little. Though, don't get me wrong, I've got a little cottage with a garden and animals in mind already. One of my first stops was the House of the Moon in Waterdeep. It's the largest temple of Selûne in existence. It seemed like the perfect spot to reflect on my parents, on where they came from. And where I came from too, I suppose. Hard to imagine, isn't it? Me, of all people, in the lair of the Moon Witch herself. God, your truest act of heroism was putting up with all that char and drivel I was spouting for so long.
Let's see. Waterdeep, you say? Did you bump into Gale?
We had tea on his balcony. Tara even deigned to sit on my lap for a while. You know, I think entire forests must have been felled to quench that man's thirst for books. He seems to be doing well. In his element.
So what's next for you?
I don't know. Which is just the way I like it just now. Perhaps I'll just stick a pin in a map and see what I find, or head to the docks in the morning and scrounge a berth to find somewhere new. I'd like to see the islands, maybe, or head south to Arm. I heard there's an enclave of werecats that hunt the followers of dark gods by moonlight. I'd love to see if there's any truth to that. But enough about me. What have you been up to?
I guess we'll just leave.
Don't be a stranger.
All this stimulating conversation leaves you hungry. To speak is not enough. You wish to explore the brain of your friend with your beak. Think of Shadowheart's cerebellum, which controls her dexterous hands. Any ritual caster must have a tightly commanded hindbrain.
Resist the craving?
This is highly illogical. There are plenty of other craniums awaiting your suction, and this is a prize ally. And besides, this brain before you, its endorphins are in a joyous flow. It is a wonderful scent, the odor of friendship.
Are we gonna have to resist eating all of our friends? All right, Albert.
Friend? Friend! You came! Big Brother Scratch, too! Happy.
You're a lot bigger than Scratch now.
Yes, big! But Scratch is smart. Teaches me many things. Like Big Brother.
I'm glad Withers brought you here.
Withers? No. You smell very delicious. Follow smell, find you.
What have you been doing?
Lots. Make friends with a turtle, a cat, a kraken. Kraken eats my cat friend, so I bite, kill. With shiny clothes, I am strong. Tired now. Want sleep. Want cave.
Get some rest here then. You earned it.
Yes. Nice here. Sleep. Pets. Friends.
All right, and Scratch.
A familiar sight. Scratch can't quite speak around the thing he has in his mouth.
What have you got this time, Scratch? This is the Astral Prism? Are you playing fetch with the Astral
I
Prism?
found this. It smelled like you, so I kept it. Seemed like something you might like to throw.
I'd be happy to, but first, how have you been?
Oh, I've been so good. I've got a nice home in the city now. A girl named Mindy says I'm her best friend. She's mine too. Also you and Albert. I've got so many best friends, I hardly know who to play with.
All right. I'm so glad you fared well since our travels together.
I certainly have, and I always will. Forever, I think. And so will you.
All right.
How much farther can I go?
Now, there's a face I know well indeed.
Well, there's Karlak, so she's still kicking. I guess we'll find out what happened there. All right, Volo.
Ah, my dear friend, it's been an age, has it not? You're looking, well. Our skeletal friend will be very pleased to see I found my way here, despite my invitation getting lost in the post.
Ah, I see. Getting yourself into more trouble, I presume?
Always, my friend. But the villain I must needs slay today is my greatest yet. A deadline. You won't be surprised to find I'm soon to publish a little holiday read about our adventures together. I've gotten quite good at replicating your signature, so you needn't even bother with the release form.
Okay, then.
You might help me with the title, though. I'm considering The Hero and Me. What do you think?
The Hero and I. No?
I, me. It's all Volo as far as I'm concerned. Perhaps, once the manuscript is finished, you'd even be willing to write a foreword? Or better yet, I'll write a draft and you can just sign your name. Better still, I'll sign it for you. Ah, your success really has been wonderful for my reputation. But you mustn't let me hog your attention all night, my friend. You've many friends to chat to, and I'd love to listen in.
There you are. I was hoping you'd make your way over.
All right, well.
To your relief, your projection holds. It took a dozen Gish's talents, a few stolen psi crystals, and 2 10 days of effort to conjure it. You can touch, taste, and talk. But your fleshy body is in limbo, the home of the mystical Githzerai. Once, the Githzerai were one with the Githyanki, until bloody civil war severed the Gith species. The Githzerai god king Menyar Ag-Gith sent word through the cosmos. He knows of your rebellion, and he's agreed to parley. Should the Githzerai join you, you could vanquish Vlaakith in a red dragon's blink.
A great warrior of the comet walks among us. Well, a projection of him at least. Ugh, probably for the best. I smell like a 70-year-old cinder. Withers yanked me from Avernus with my blade halfway through a Cambion's belly without so much as a chance at washing up. I'll forget all that. By the stars' light and the moon's glow, it's so good to see you, and I've got so much to tell you. The Hell Hunt's no mere duty. It's a thrill. The demons I've disintegrated, the devilkin I've bled, the stories I could share. I don't suppose you'd indulge me.
All right, I'm listening.
You'll have to choose one tale and one tale only, I'm afraid, or I'll be yammering all night. You want to hear about the Amnitsu at the Styx, the 3-tusked Orthon, or the invading Goristroy?
3-tusked Orthon?
Word travels fast when a devil crosses the Delembir Vale near Daggerford. It had traveled a hell rift to a long-forsaken shrine. Luckily, the trail it scorched into the frontiers was hard to miss. It led to an isle of cracked rock in Avernus, floating amid a molten sea. The Orthon stood heaving, breath like brimstone and ash. And then it charged, splitting the ground with every thud so fast it left a trail of smoke. I could barely nick it, Not with a blade, not with an arrow. It was the war devil's weight that proved its own undoing. The third charge it made, I struck the rock with hail of thorns. The ground split apart the moment the beast stomped onto it. The Orthorn slowly sunk, howling into the magma beneath. I let 2 of its tusks sink with it. The third I sliced free and presented to the first Duke of Daggerford, a rare trophy to grace his walls.
All right. Incredible story. I wish I had been there to see it play out.
I wish you'd been there to join in. Oh, to battle together, just like the old days. I suppose that's my way of saying I miss you. Tonight, I toast not just the people we've become, but the people we were. Warriors, winners, saviors.
All right. Done a lot of killing for a warlock without his powers.
I won't lie. Losing the eldritch blasts and the hexes took some getting used to. Nothing but void, where once there was hellfire. So I stoked new fires in myself using the lessons my father once taught me. The Blade of Avernus is a ranger, a hunter of the most hellish prey.
All right. Your father must be proud of you. Have you been visiting?
I've seen him more than a few times, and he's as proud of me as I am of him. He's leading the city's renewal, opened the gates to all newcomers, rebuilt the council from scratch. And he's back in his element, commanding the Flaming Fist with brave heart and no shortage of empathy. The likes of Gortash can bend people's minds with a few chosen words. No tadpole needed. Bane's Chosen primed the Fist for a war they weren't meant to win. He convinced them there was an assassin hiding in every shadow, that cruelty was the correct answer to crisis. With a few exceptions, fathers pardoned every last fist. If my forgiveness not be Tyr's will, so be it. I shall forgive them all the same. His words, not mine. He still believes in the bow and the blade, but with Floric's help, he's teaching the Fist a new lesson. Valor is found not in the wounds you inflict, but in the lives that you have bettered. May they all take it to heart.
All right.
Go on. The night's young. You shouldn't waste a moment of it. Or waste a single drop of wine for that matter. I plan on downing half a bottle myself. Oops. Did I say half a bottle? I meant half a dozen.
All right. Well, Jaheira is right here.
Well, now. You can make yourself presentable when you have a mind to. Your higher form has brought with it some higher manners, then.
I missed you too, Jaheira.
Ah, how nice to be understood again. I have spent the past months bickering with builders and bankers, all to restore the city exactly as it was. Same twisting alleys for purse pickers, same wooden buildings ready to get burnt by next year's dragon, same cisterns overflowing, huh?
I heard rumors the Upper City was destroyed beyond reconstruction.
The Upper City has been almost entirely rebuilt. That's where the gold is. Even the builder's scaffolds are cleared from the streets. No dust left to sneeze at. Baldurians simply get on with it. Stubbornness, civic spirit, plain stupidity. Perhaps all three. But nothing I will sniff at any longer. Harpers have come from half the world over to lend aid. Farmers, masons, healers. My own son, Jord, has been wooed to their ranks. Already he plans crop cycles in Worm's Crossing. Not so for my daughter. Ryan's rejoined the Flaming Fist. Temporarily, you understand. To organize the craftsmen. Though she spends more time locking up comrades for pocketing aid funds. They might learn a thing or two. If they don't expel her. Again.
Wait. You have children?
Ah, yes. Forgive me. There wasn't much time to offer hospitality with an elder brain looming over the city. They ask about you, of course. But I keep them a little too busy for stories. There is still much to do. People to house. A Harper network to rebuild. I may have little love for this city. But so long as my family chooses to serve it, I can do no less.
Let's see. I just say look after yourself.
The songs of my suffering will break hearts from here to the Hordlands, I am sure. Now, before this night grows any deeper, I must inspect the refreshments. You'll never know. Some ne'er-do-well might have tampered with the wine.
All right. Karlak. How you doing?
Oh, shit. Oh, my God. He wasn't kidding. Withers, you mad bastard! You brought me back! Soldier. It's really you. I've missed you. Like, I've really missed you. And you're so shimmery.
We'll say I missed you too.
I'd say so. Can't think of who's been carrying your pack now that Kay's out of commission. Man, we had some good times. Wish I had more time to reminisce, but surviving Avernus is just non-stop. Oh, but hey, guess what I found? Cambion dropped a map with directions and blueprints for Zariel's own private forge. A fucking forge! My current plan is to get in, grab a smith, and force him to fix old Rusty. Or maybe give me a brand new model that can live outside Avernus. You haven't seen the last of old Karlak yet, soldier.
Alright, if anyone can survive Avernus twice, it's you.
Couldn't have said it better myself. Keep a bottle of something good in the icebox for me, huh? Mama Kay's coming home before too long. Can I look you up when I'm out?
I will say you had better. I'll hunt you down myself.
Hey, that would be kind of fun, though. High stakes hide and seek. Honestly, I'd be curious to see if you could land a blow or two. Gods, is it good to see you again. To be here together. Hard not to get used to it all over again. This won't be the last time. I promise.
14 apples, some fish heads, and a stale loaf of bread just to get by.
All right.
Hello again. Beautiful. Do my eyes deceive me? The gang really is all here.
All right. What mischief have you been up to, Astarion?
Well, look who it is. At least I assume it's you in there. You squids all basically look the same. So, tell me, what have you been doing since this, travesty?
Let's see. I've adjusted my new form.
Really? Really? Gods, people will accept anything.
How have you fared since we last met?
Cazador's mansion has become my palace and played host to every kind of banquet and soiree and masquerade imaginable. And of course, has seen its fair share of hedonism, clandestine deals, and the occasional disappearance. Whatever it takes to build up my influence over those who matter. I'm spinning my web. Power grows slowly, but I have nothing but time now.
And how's it going?
Rather wonderfully, actually. I've been making all sorts of new friends. They're the kind of friends that would see me burn the first chance they get. But that's all in the nature of the game, isn't it? But the important thing is I am doing wonderfully. Finally having a life that's worth living. And who knows what's next? There's an entire world out there, ready for the taking.
To say there are more worlds out there than you can know.
You see, this is why I always liked you. You can see the big picture. What needs to be done. I did miss you, you know. There is a sense of loneliness that comes with power. We did share a wonderful adventure, you and I. And pity to see it end in some ways. But we have great new lives stretching out before us, and great new adventures to go on. I will never forget the time we spent together, though. And I know you'll never forget me. Until next time, darling.
All right. Gale.
Cool, fresh air. Ah, living gods, ain't it?
Well, well. Look what the Tressim dragged in. Professor Gale Decarius of Blackstaff Academy. Educator of the esteemed School of Illusion. A pleasure to remake your acquaintance.
I see Mister didn't smite you in the end.
She did not. I'm delighted to report. I surrendered the crown of Carsus to her, as I told you I would. And in return, she cured me of the orb at last.
Ah, okay.
Even now, I struggle to put the feelings into words. It was like exhaling for the first time after holding my breath for so very long. Of course, I haven't clarified with my students that the orb is no longer a threat. The legend of my explosive capabilities is an excellent means of controlling a classroom. Too good, if anything. I spend most of my time trying to convince them how much fun the study of magic can be. But it'd be easier to crack a smile on an intellect devourer than some of my pupils.
Or a Mind Flayer, perhaps.
Smiling may no longer come easy to you, but I've seen how your tentacles twitch at my jokes. Even the ones I'm not entirely certain I was trying to make. Still, I hoped my students might be a little more open to the playful side of such magic. Oh, they try their best, of course, when they can manage to stay awake.
Cheek of them! Nothing a well-placed swipe from Tara can't fix, though.
And what of you? What are you making of this newfound lease of life we earned?
Let's see. I've grown accustomed to my new form. It offers certain possibilities, so long as I can master it.
Living life to the full, even as an illithid. Inspirational stuff. I've told my students plenty of tales about our escapades. You're something of a hero to them, you know? I'd be delighted to introduce you to my current cohort as a guest lecturer, perhaps. I'm sure they'd have plenty of questions for you.
I'm delighted, though I need to appear psionically.
Excellent. I knew you wouldn't be able to resist the allure of sharing your expertise. I'm very curious to know what you've been up to these past months. But I suspect the telling of that tale would keep you tied to me all evening. So, In the spirit of selflessness, I encourage you to mix and mingle for now, with time enough to come.
All right. So who else is kicking around over here?
Community on the eve of revolution. Magnificent.
We'll save Lazel for last. Halson.
You would think someone of my vintage would be inured to the passage of time. Yet these past 6 months have seemed endless without your company. But now, our paths cross once more.
Let me guess. Just as nature intended.
Just as I hoped they would, more like. The Oak Father has been kind to me this past while. Yet I cannot forget the bond we all forged together. It is one that can weather any distance, any passage of time. I know it can, for I feel the longing for old friends in my heart each day.
The future's ours to write. Who knows what we might share together.
You are right, of course. I am accustomed to dwelling on the past, even when it brought me nothing but unhappiness. You changed that, and gave me the most precious of memories. Now the task is to make yet more of them, so that each reunion shall be all the sweeter. And who's to say we need to make such gatherings a rare occasion? My hearth is yours to warm yourself beside always. Now, we have much to catch up on. Do not allow me to ramble on. I am eager to hear all you've been doing.
Let's see. We'll let this say stay here a little longer. I'll come back to you later.
As you wish. Enjoy yourself.
Didn't really have a response there I wanted to go with. Alright. And Minsk.
You see, Boo? I told you our friend was near.
What are you wearing?
Boo! We are not dreaming. It is our old friend.
What happened to you? You look terrible.
Boo suggested a hello is more traditional. You will forgive the aroma, I hope. We were not expecting the Dusty One to open a portal to our very cell.
Cell?
Boo had a moment to lick himself clean, but there is a little too much of Minsk to cover.
You were in a cell? What for?
Minsk and Boo have been helping, of course. We guard the streets, while Jaheira is occupied with harperish matters. The Zentarum rule the city's underbelly, so Minsk and Boo went to give them a tickle. There were harsh words, battle cries, some manner of head wound. We awoke in a Zentish cell, awaiting trial by noble combat. Execution, says Boo, though I am not sure of the difference. It is a long walk to the gallows, and Minsk still has his fists, no?
Let's see. It sounds like Withers got you out just in time.
In ample time indeed. So long as the Bone Mage returns us to our cell by dawn, Boo would not be late to the bloodshed. But leave such matters for the morn. Tonight is for celebration and the telling of tales. How have you filled your days since we tore this sticky tyrant from the sky?
Just living my life now that I found someone to live it with.
Aha, the lovebirds still nest together then? Minsk is glad. For what is life without a companion? Though I am thinking yours does not sit on your shoulders, eh? Ah, you are right, Boo. That is none of Minsk's business. There is much merriment to be made before the night is done. Go and greet the others. Minsk shall make himself presentable. Ah, this pond shall do nicely, Boo. Though I see no soap, so you shall have to blow the bubbles for me.
All right. Is that everybody? Unless Withers is kicking around.
Have your associates always been so ugly?
All right, Lae'zel.
Tara. For 2 months we trained as Knights of the Comet. For 2 more we skewered Kithraki bellies. And for 2 more yet we traveled through Limbo. It has taken all of Orpheus's efforts to conjure...
Oops.
Worth it, I'd say. Right here, right now. There's no other place I'd sooner be. Enjoy your night. Chatter away. For tomorrow, we face Zereth Minyaragith.
Zereth Menya-Agith. How well you know the name. The immortal god king of the Githzerai, and the ruler of their capital, Shraktalor.
Do you really think Minyaragith will help us destroy Blackith?
I do. Minyaragith is an ascetic. He reached out in good faith. He will aid us if we meet him in the same spirit, my love.
Love. The word hangs in the air for a moment, before Lae'zel continues, unfazed.
And if he refuses, we carry on. Gravity pulls us in but one direction. We are warriors of the comet. We will blaze forth until we burn Vlaakith's bones to ash and smash her phylactery to pieces. And when the comet has risen, we will be forever together. As surely as Kalir will forever circle the sun.
We can ask about the egg. Let's ask about the egg.
So it has. And a fine man the hatchling will be. I call him Zan. Freedom. He is with the mages of Zamvar-Dim. I trust his care to no one else. Zan's destiny will be his own to follow. Warrior, poet, explorer, scholar. His way will be the way of the comet. No chains to bind us, no lies to bury us. Liberty will be the rallying cry that unites our empire.
All right. Yep.
Love. Until I knew you, I thought the mere idea a joke. A weakness indulged only by lesser species. You proved me a fool. I am forever grateful.
All right. Yep, I guess we'll hug it. Even though we're just projections. Oh. A little more than that.
A taste I will never grow tired of.
All right, then.
I remember one evening when we had to eat 14 apples, some fish heads, and a stale loaf of
Good
bread
song,
just
good
to get
company,
by.
and good wine from the looks of it.
A little?
Oh, hello. Let me guess, you've got some suggestions about the music choice.
Tough gig?
You have no idea. You were a bard, were you? Back before you became so tentacular. Withers couldn't even find a bard who knows who I am.
How do you know Withers?
I owe him a favor, one he is eternally invoking. I thought honoring the worthy was a fair price to pay for Withers to pull me out of the fugue plane. Alas, one purgatory to another.
What were you doing in the fugue plane?
Languishing in obscurity. Cyric knew what he was doing when he punished me for that song, the prick. Before I was banished to the fugue plane, I had song prayers coming out the proverbial ears. Guess how many I get now? None.
You feel a pang of divine guilt. Musical prayers went out of fashion among bards when Melil, Lord of Song, offended the god Cyric and was ejected from the pantheon.
I'm washed up, I'm afraid.
Even Mind Flayers appreciate a good tune. It's an honor to meet the Lord of Song.
You know? You're bloody right. It is an honor. Deep down, I knew you'd recognize me. You're a fellow bard, after all. What can I do you for?
Nothing. Please carry on as you were.
Fantastical news. Carry on I shall.
For one so fleshly so formed, Withers is well versed in the preparing of meat.
Astarion, Lae'zel, Will, yep, Volo, yep, Halson, Gale, Scratch, Jaheira, Shadowheart, Minsk, Karlach. And our adventure. That's where we're headed.
Revelry and community on the eve of revolution. Magnificent.
Withers, there you are.
This one night is like any other, and yet different. Thou art the savior of Baldur's Gate, until such time it requires saving again. How dost thou feel?
I feel satisfied. I accomplished everything I wanted to do.
I am pleased to hear it. The satisfaction of one's intention is, to my surprise, a rare accomplishment. Enjoy the revelry of the day. Thou deservest at least that much.
Right. I think I've caught up with everyone. What comes next?
What indeed? Prick up thy ears and listen. The balance of the world restored. The balance of these lives, mortal and otherwise, brought to account. Hear me, thou heroes, wastrels, friends. I have waited long to tell you these words. It is over. For now. Thou played thy part in weaving the fabric of fate itself, but for every thread you sewed, so did the gods unravel another. Sleep, rest, revel, but be ready, for thou mayst yet be needed. Until we meet again, I wish thee every possible fortune, health, wealth, love, and above all, problems worth solving.
The hope of more adventures to come.
To you.
All right.
There thou art, the dead three. Thy faces gods, thy actions barely worthy of the name. Didst truly believe thy ploy would succeed? Didst believe I would not notice? Thou soughtst to bolster thy strength by taking away the souls of mortals. But souls vanish when their hosts become Mind Flayers. Didst think the other gods would not notice? Gods thou may be, yet thou hast proven thyself fools, everyone. The supplication of Bane, the whimper of Baal, the death mule of Merkel. Felled by mortals, I overestimated thee. They did not. Vermin, away. Thou wilt trouble us no more.
All right, I think that's it. So, we'll go ahead, and that's the end of the series. So, hope you enjoyed it. And thanks for watching. And I'll see you when I start something new. Next time.